Aloha. So tell me if you know this song. This little light of mine, I'm gonna blow it out. No, that's not it. That's not the song. No. How does it go? Oh, okay. This little light of mine, I'm gonna. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine. That's the song, right? You're nodding your head like there. He's got it. I was testing you, actually. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This light that I am, I'm gonna let it shine. This light that I am, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This whole purpose of zeal, of fire, of just that impetus that allows us to do what we are meant to do. How many of you understand that you are letting your light shine? That you really, every day you wake up, you take that breath, you go outside, you look in the mirror, you give yourself love, you prepare yourself for the day ahead. You imagine what life will be like as I greet the first person, as I give the first hug, as I say the first hello. How many of you understand that this is the light that we learned as little children? Right? How many of you understand that this is the light that we are meant to? Do we hold ourselves responsible for sharing this light? Do we hold ourselves responsible for learning more about this light, about learning more of who I am so this light can shine even brighter and brighter and brighter? How many of you know this? How many of you work on it every single day? How many of you understand that it takes zeal to do that? It takes a tremendous amount of energy to hold that position. And the moment that we feel ourselves cooling down, then we kind of take a step back. And sometimes it's necessary for us to take a step back, for us to quiet ourselves, for us to come back to center, for us to recognize and realize who we're meant to be, get recharged, take the breath, come to that oneness with God within our meditations, within our prayers, and then we step forward again. We step forward again. We wake up because we understand what our mission is, what our purpose is in this life. And if it's not you, then who? If it's not me, then who? I take it as a personal responsibility every single day that I wake up to give love, to be aloha in the world, because this is what I have chosen. I've making a conscious decision. Is there such word as making? No, there's not, I don't think. Wait, yeah, I'm using both mics again. Hang on. All right. Get this out of my head. Too much zeal happening at the same time. Give me more microphones. Interesting that, we learn from little kids, and the reason why I started off with this little light of mine, and the wrong version, because I wanted to make sure that you had the right version, right? And many times we go through life learning things, and then we think we got it right, but yet we're living and preaching the wrong version. We add to it what we've heard other people say, what we've trusted other people, whether it be dogma or a different philosophy that took us in a different direction. We consider those truths, and then we say, this little light of mine, and that becomes the only thing that we see in life when we forget about the voice of God. We forget about this spirit that lives and breathes within me, and that I am the spirit, and that everything else can melt away. But if I stay true to the way that I love God, if I stay true to the way that I am dedicated to share aloha in the world, then I don't have to worry about anything else except for being this love that I'm meant to be. I don't forget about this little light that I carry. And it's not a little light. It's not a little light. Within Revealing Word from Charles Fillmore, this is the definition of zeal. Charles Fillmore, who is the founder of Unity, he and his wife. Intensity, ardor, enthusiasm, the inward fire of the soul that urges man onward, regardless of the intellectual mind of caution and conservatism. Zeal is a mighty force that incites the winds, the tides, the storms. It surges the planet on its course. It spurs the ants to greater exertion. It is the urge behind all things. Zeal is the affirmative impulse of existence. Its command is go forward. Move, move, and keep on moving. Love, love, and keep on loving. I don't think I can say that enough, right? Because sometimes we forget the power that we hold within us to give, and give some more, which is what Aloha is all about. The law of reciprocity can only exist within the giving of love. If I am the giver of that love, then I can always receive love, and then the cycle begins, and then it flows as it's meant to flow. But it starts with each of us individually first to understand the power that we have in beginning this reciprocity. The giving of love to each other, the giving of love to the land, to the sea, to everything that we alo, to everything that we face, is my responsibility to give to. And once we begin this beautiful flow of love, I love when they sang about water, because water has such a tremendous way of teaching us lessons in life, right? In the Tao Te Ching, it says that the water will always find the lowest places within a valley, within any place. If you pour water, it'll go right down to the lowest places. And as it fills up, it'll start to nourish and touch everything around it as it fills, and gets higher and higher. But it starts with the lowest places first. It fills up all of the cracks first. It finds its way. Somehow water will find its way into every crevice, every crack that there is. And over time, through even solid objects, it'll find its way. Water is relentless at what it does. There's another part to zeal from the Revealing Word. Zeal is a fire of God's glory that matures a person's passion into a diligent and enthusiastic pursuit of good works. Zeal is beautiful. Zeal is important. This fire that we talk about, the light that is within the songs. It is important to also recognize that zeal can be dangerous. This fire can be dangerous as well. The Greek word zelos is where zeal is derived from. It carries the connotations of intense emotion, ardor, and fervent excitement. And this excitement can be towards anything, good and bad, right? Maybe a wayward belief system, which some people would look at as occultism or any other different kind of belief systems that will take us down a certain path. And it could be even military, whatever it is, whatever comes down from the top to us, if we're breathing it in and taking it in and becoming excited about the words that are passed down to us, all the propaganda that we are fed, then we become zealous over that, and we go out and do the things that we wouldn't normally do, right? And that's where it becomes really, really dangerous for us. So we have to be wise in it. Within the song as well, it says, let it be done by wisdom. The wisdom, we have to slow ourselves down, pay attention to every aspect of why we are zealous towards anything. What is the love that I share? What is the aloha that I share? What is the after effect of giving hugs to everyone? How many of you I hugged this morning? Beautiful. Those of you that I did not hug, I'm sorry. I mean to give every single one of you a hug. And there is no end to the amount of hugs that I can give. There's no end to the amount of smiles that I hope to share and I hope to receive from people. If you didn't receive a hug, that's because you came late. Come early next time, get your hug. We have a saying in Hawaiian, kulia ika nu'u, or strive for the summit. And, Kamehameha goes by the motto, imua, right? Imua is go forward, press forward. Kulia ikanu'u, strive for the summit. Continue to reach. Even when you think you reach the summit, continue to reach, right? Continue to go, continue to move. That's zeal in its way. So I'm going to read through a few things, the good and bad characteristics of zeal. Within the Christian understanding or mindset, this is what zeal is good for. Intense and compelling passion, right? It has its roots within many of the stories within the Bible. The passionate feeling that propels a person to action for a particular cause, object, or person. This can be either positive or negative. Next is informed truth. Where do we get our truth from? Truth, quote unquote, truth. Where do we get our truth from? And are there multiple sources that we receive this truth from? Are we doing our due diligence in meditation and prayer, in being quiet, in connecting with nature, in finding oneness in each other? Are we doing our due diligence? Focused on good works as we go out and do our work from here. Are we getting in our car, yelling at the first person that cuts us off? So it could be instantaneous where we forget about something and we allow the opposite side of Aloha to come in, and that's also zeal. When I yell at somebody who's passing me on the street, who's cutting me off, who's running the red light, that's the opposite of love. I'm zealous to be angry. I carry that zeal, that fervor to create more animosity and to tear down rather than to build up. And this is not just for the person who did it, it's for myself as well. The moment that I give in to being zealous for the lack of love, then I start to develop cracks within myself. The light that I carry begins to fade because it's no longer on truth that I'm living. I'm no longer listening to spirit. I'm listening to my ego. I'm listening to my mind. And I'm releasing the purpose that I truly am here to do. So we have to be mindful every step of the way. Inseparable from holiness. Am I inseparable from holiness? I feel that, we talk a lot, and I'll come to the end about light and our beautiful light that we carry. And within this light, if we understand God and Source to be absolute love, absolute life, and if we consider ourselves to be absolute love and light, then we just form right into the Spirit of God. We become that. It's this form that separates us, right? It's this form that I am, Ryan Souza, that separates me from who each of you are in life. But the light within, the love that I share within, should be what connects all of us. It should be the thing that is indistinguishable from one person to the next. But do we really believe that? Do we really know that to be our truth? Do we let the ego decide for myself, that this is Ryan Souza, this isn't you. This is what he does, and he's pretty good at it. You're not. Separation. When it should be about the light that I have in me is the same light you have within you. Let's do it together. Let's do this together. Let's lift the world together. This is what we're meant to do and be together. But we have to recognize that. We have to come to that time and time again. If you wake up every morning singing, "This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine," every single morning, then you'll start to understand your purpose in life. The key characteristics of zeal: intense energy and passion. I love it. And it's not just to say things loudly, right? We don't just have zeal to say that if I scream it, that's zeal. Really, if I'm looking at something with that intensity, like I'm going to get it done, just as people in sports or boxers who stare down each other, that's pretty intense, but that's incredible, deeply powerful zeal as well. So, intense energy and passion, deep devotion and commitment. It implies profound and enduring attachment to a cause, idea, or person, making it central to who the person is. Wholehearted action. I'm not going to say the word, but one of my mentors, George Cam, who is a beautiful spirit of Aloha, he taught us, as I worked for Quicksilver for 15 years, a retail company, surf company for 15 years, he would always remind us, you don't ever do things half. You do things full, right? You get it? Right. So don't do things half. You do it full, right? You give all of yourself to doing something fully. You give wholeheartedly. When it is based on aloha and goodness, then dive in, right? Give all of yourself to that. Unwavering focus, passionate focus and zeal leads to an uncompromising stance where the person is swallowed up by their chosen pursuit. Persistence, I'm just going to read through it. Spiritual fervor, righteous motivation, religious zeal, secular zeal, action-oriented, obedience, service. And I love service because service, I'm always reminded by Rabindranath Tagore's poem, which I've said here before. But I slept and dreamt that life was joy. I awoke and saw that life was service. I acted and behold, service was joy. Only through our actions will we get it. Only through my joy will you receive joy. Only through my hugs do I get hugs back. So come early next time. Oh yeah, I can give hugs at the end too. Okay. The negative characteristics of zeal. Listen up, please. Please, listen to these. Negative characteristics of zeal emerge when a passion becomes excessive, misguided, or disproportionate to the cause. When we lose ourselves in something and no longer are able to navigate through something, and we just do things because we are told to do it, that this is what we chose to believe, and therefore it becomes everything that we are, away from what is truth. So if we're basing it on things that are questionable, then stop. Refocus. Misguided and ignorance. Zeal is not according to knowledge. It can be dangerously zeal that is not according to knowledge can be dangerously misdirected. Hasty judgment, being quick to judge. Another thing about aloha is that there is no judgment within aloha, right? We hold no judgment within aloha. We embrace everything. And that's where the giving just becomes something that is done naturally for us. I don't judge who you are. I'm not going to give you less than I give somebody else. I'm not going to hug you less tightly because I have a certain perspective of you. I'm not aloha. I cannot do that. Imbalance, intolerance, and hostility. Imposing guilt on others. Turbulent and envious. Arrogance and self-righteousness. Impulsive action. Fueling violence. Risking self-destruction. Masking personal insecurity. Dishonoring a cause. Those are all negative. Now, how many of you are still working on those things? Some of those things. If you're not raising your hand, I'm going to stare at you a little bit. How many of you are working on those things? Some of those things at least. Okay. All right. So, and I am as well, right? Just because I sit up here or stand up here speaking and saying these words doesn't mean that I'm exempt from doing these. I have to do these. I'm reminding myself of my responsibility to carry this torch. Not just carry it, but raise it up, to hold it high so that other people can see the light as well. I am a kalamaku, or a torch bearer, who are meant to shine light on the trails through life because we are meant to guide others along this path. That is what a kalamaku is all about. Carrying that torch for other people to see. And I always look to carry this torch high. The zeal for aloha. In this case, I said the fire of aloha. I think every single day I have so many opportunities to share and to give aloha, to allow people to understand the deeper sense of what aloha truly is. And even at days where I'm feeling a little off, where my body is kind of having to recover a little bit, I still have to come with that energy, right? To know that the person who I'm sharing with aloha right here, right now, I have never shared aloha with in my life. And I'm given this one opportunity to share with them. Even if it's a group of 50 people, if 2 people get it within the group of what aloha truly is, then I did a good job. right? I allowed the message to get through and people to respond to the message. Yesterday, I did a wedding of 50-something people, and they, of course, received the message well, but the father came up to me after and said, that was a really powerful breakdown of what Aloha truly is. Even if they're local families, they don't get to hear how important Aloha is. They hear it on a general sense, right? Day to day, as they say aloha to one another, hello, goodbye, good night, whatever it is. They say aloha all the time, but rarely will they say, I am always of service to you. I am always giving of my heart, my breath, my life to you. Right? When each of you say aloha, it is as a salutation and not so much as a giving of my life to you. And I want you to look at aloha in that way. And this is what will light you up, right? This is what will continue to allow that fire to burn, because the whole goal is to allow each of our fires to burn at a level where it truly illuminates the world. So wake up. Wake up. Breathe that in. Recognize your purpose. Aloha might be a Hawaiian concept per se, but love is a world, a global concept. Aloha is becoming a global concept. The more and more that we can share this aloha, the more and more the fire of aloha will catch on and will continue to burn brightly. And people will stop before they do anything that is of the negative nature. They'll stop and ask the question, if I do this, what is the repercussions of my actions if I do this? If I do it with aloha, what is the reward of my actions? We have to stop and ask ourselves these questions at every moment. Within aloha, the zeal for aloha is a fire. When we tend it wisely, then it warms us, it inspires us. It allows us to be motivated to give and give and give. When aloha is uncontrolled, it burns. It burns to disintegration. It burns relationships. It burns every bridge that we have ever built in our life when we forget about the love that holds it together, the aloha that holds it together. So we have to be mindful of the way that we burn. It is a fire, but we have to be careful with the intensity of this fire. When uncontrolled, it can burn, it can blind, it can consume. The key is balance. Within aloha, which is the other thing that I want everybody to really start to dive in, is the different characteristics of aloha, A-L-O-H-A, right? Within lokai is balance, harmony, unity. The first A is akahai, being gentle, being gracious to one another. Lokai, balance, harmony. Olu, to be in agreement with each other. Do it gracefully as well. Be generous. The H is ha'aha'a, or humility and modesty. The last A is ahunui, patience, perseverance. The more and more we can work these characteristics into why aloha is so important, then we can always check ourselves against the beauty of aloha. Are my actions okay? Am I being kind? Am I looking at balance? Am I being humble? Living my life with humility? Am I being patient? Am I listening? Am I receiving? So that's why aloha is so important. Sorry, I'm getting caught up with my throat here. But the key again is balance, passion. The fire of aloha. So I'm going to go back through these positive and negative characteristics of aloha. Passionate service, positive. Courageous living, inspiring energy, resilient spirit, focused intention, transformative influence, joyful presence. How many of you feel you live your lives like that? That was really slow to raise your hand. Let me say it again. Passionate service, courageous living, inspiring energy, resilient spirit, focused intention, transformative influence, joyful presence. How many of you feel that you are capable of doing this? I changed the sentence a little bit just so you would raise your hand faster, right? We are all capable of that. And that is what we're meant to be, are these things, to have that energy, to be transformative. The negative side of this in the aloha perspective, imbalance, rigid idealism, judgmental attitude, loss of humility, tunnel vision. You want to get things done only one way, unintended harm, attachment to outcome. within the fight for Mauna Kea, protecting Mauna Kea, right? Kukiai Kamauna, to protect the mountain. It is really important for all the Hawaiians to gather to go protect our sacred mountain. And one of the terms that was born kind of from this movement and was used more from this movement was kapu aloha, right? Kapu aloha is to do things without violence. And in the Hawaiian community, if you do things that another Hawaiian disagrees with, I can guarantee you they're going to want to scrap, right? They're going to want to fight because that's just how Hawaiians are. We get kind of anxious about things, and if you don't understand, then, well, let's solve this by beefing. And that's not the case. So with kapu aloha, it helped everybody to stay calm, to settle themselves, to be up there for the purpose of protecting the mauna, protecting the kupuna that were up there. They weren't up there to fight against those that were coming in to build the 30-meter telescope. They're willing to be there to pray, to chant, to dance, to be together as a lahui, right? As the Hawaiians, to protect the mauna. So this was really, really important. And for us, we have to conduct ourselves in the same way with this kapu aloha. So again, the negative sides: imbalance, rigid idealism, judgmental attitude, loss of humility, tunnel vision, unintended harm, attachment to outcome. The bottom line of this is all for us to check ourselves. Check ourselves, right? And we're using the sense, the understanding of aloha and all the characteristics and traits of aloha to check ourselves. The work that I do within the job that I have, the career that I have chosen in life, is it filled with aloha or is it filled with what is opposite of aloha? Do I wake up every day with the idea to be transformative in the work that I share, in the way that I connect with people, or am I just ho-humming my way through life and not caring at all? Hiding my light under a bushel, right? Blowing the light out, whatever it is. We have to recognize that within ourselves and allow this little light that shines to really get brighter and brighter. So as we understand aloha more and more, again, we measure ourselves up against the beauty and the immensity of God's love that is aloha. Again, akahai. Repeat that after me. Akahai. Kindness and gentleness. Say it again. One more time. Lokahi. Lokahi. Balance, harmony, unity. Lokahi. Olu olu. Olu olu. Being agreeable with one another. To be pleasant and gracious. To live with a nice demeanor, a pleasant demeanor. The H is ha'a ha'a. Not ha ha. Ha'a ha'a. One more time, ha'a ha'a. To be humble, to be modest, to recognize that if I carry ego on my shoulders, then I am not living a humble life. Ego can have no part within the sharing of love, of aloha, right? We cannot do that in the same space. The last is ahunui. Say it again, ahunui. To be patient, to persevere. Within this patience is the recognizing the love that connects us. We don't have to say it. We can just see each other and know that this love connects you and I, right? It is also the willingness to forgive quickly within ahunui. So we can be free of anything that might inhibit us from moving forward in love. We recognize that. We be that. So it's a beautiful way, again, for us to measure ourselves against these qualities and characteristics. So I want you to do your best. You can find it anywhere. If you go online, you can find it. Auntie Pilahi Paki's Breakdown of Aloha, A-L-O-H-A. And I really want you to know it well. Study it. Ask yourself, am I living this way every day? Allow that little fire to get more and more intense in the way that we become aloha in society, in this community, in yourself, really. So have it memorized. I'm here next week, so I'm going to test everybody next week. Okay? I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to have you repeat it after me. So Matthew 5:14, it says, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. You are the light of the world. Jesus came to teach us that he was not just God's son. He was God on earth. And if we want to change it, he was just not the son of love. He was not just the son of Aloha. He was meant to be love on earth. He was meant to be Aloha on earth. He came to break away anything that might separate us from the love of God. Anything that might separate us from knowing who we truly were. When religions, became rules and laws and everything else, these were the things that prevented us from knowing the love that was innate to us, that we were born with, this love. Mark Kunimune, right there, raise your hand, Mark. Mark is also new, by the way. This is his first time. He didn't stand up for the lay and the meal thing. But Mark and I had a beautiful discussion about the bowl of light. And the last time I spoke about the bowl of light. In that, if we understand the bowl of light, we are all born into this world with a divine light, right? Carrying this divine light. And stones, as we learn to deal with our frustrations, anger, animosities, anything that are opposite of Aloha, those would be stones that we put into our bowl. And in my constant meditation on the idea of the bowl of light, I really want my bowl to have no stones, but really, I want to get to a point where I don't even need the bowl, where I can just be the light. And then I will never carry stones. My bowl will not prevent you from seeing the light within my bowl. Your bowl will not prevent me from seeing the light within your bowl. If we are light, then we recognize our oneness with each other through and through. And this can only come with our fire of diving in to learn a deeper sense of what this love and Aloha really means for us individually. And then we can carry this forward, to speak it, to be it. We need to do this. The more and more that I spend time here or anywhere with any individual, the more and more I feel this need to just untie the knots, help you to untie the knots, help you to understand the veils that prevent you from seeing your true self. And in that helping of you to see that, you help me to also see that. You are reminding me of who I am truly meant to be. Law of reciprocity does not only have to deal with love and the Aloha that we give, also in the support that we give one another as well. In closing, none of this comes easy. And I need you to know the truth of that. It takes a lot for a person to look in the mirror. Might take a lifetime. At 16 years old, you're not going to look in the mirror and see all of that. Right? That's where the community comes into play so that we can help each other through it. My job as a father is to teach Rain everything that I can teach her. And all the words that I'm telling you today, all the things that I share with her in a private moment, in our conversations, might just go right over her head. But I have to be relentless about the way that I share. I have to be relentless about the way that Mark and I talk story. About the way that we meet at Huliao on Saturdays. Yesterday we met, we're going to meet again on the 18th. I have to be relentless about what comes of these things because this is what changes the world. And it's not the world that I'm looking at changing. I'm looking at helping us to get to a point where you recognize the light that you share is the light on the hilltop that no one will ever take out. No one will take this out if you get it, if you understand it. Do you understand this? And I need you to receive that because, again, every time I say this, the moment that we step outside of these walls, people tend to forget. And we cannot afford to forget. We don't have the time to forget.
I don't have the time to forget. I have to be relentless about the love that I'm meant to share in this life with you. With you. With all of you. This is zeal. This is the fire that I'm talking about. Thank you so much, Bonita. Do you understand how important this is? Carry no ego. When somebody asks me to go into a blessing situation that is really difficult, or to talk to a family, or to go cleanse a home, I feel all the time, because of the way that I understand love and God and Aloha, I strap it up. I put my backpack on. I have my words of wisdom that I carry. I have my helmet that I put on, and I go into this place knowing that nothing can touch me, because this fire that I carry will burn it up. I know when I walk into a place and there is negative whatever within that place, that just my being burns it up. This is what I know of the light that I carry. This is what I know of the God that I choose to serve, the God that I choose to love. How it burns through me. Our Zamar sang this song that I used to sing in Pentecostal church. And the Zeal of God. And as I sing this, I want you to close your eyes and really receive everything that I shared with you today. I do not want this to go out void. I want you to leave these walls and look at the purpose of how you can construct this to be a daily practice within your lives. To seek out hugs, not just wait for somebody to come to you to hug you. To go and give that love first. Because the love can only exist if we give it first. So give that love. Go ahead and close your eyes. The zeal of God has consumed me. It burns in my soul. A driving force that cannot be quenched. A fire that cannot be stopped. The zeal of love has consumed me. It burns in my soul, a driving force that cannot be stopped. A fire, a fire that cannot be quenched. This is fire. I know you receive it. I know you got it. I know you understand it now. So be it. Be it. Be it. Give love. Give love. Give aloha. Be aloha. Every chance you get, do this, do this, do this. And as you change, the world changes. This is the word, and so it is. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo.